Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm really very excited to talk to you today because, this is my first time to talk to the COL clients this big. And as you know, I recently took my retirement after 30 years working in the fund management industry. And my last stint was managing the largest funds in the country when I was the head of investments of BDO. And I took my retirement in February because after working in my dream job as a fund manager, I said goodbye to that because I wanted to pursue a bigger dream. And I saw that with COL. A few months before I retired, I was talking to Mr. Dino Bate, a friend of mine. We go way back. And I realized that the vision of COL is aligned with mine. And we wanted to help more Filipinos have better lives through investments. That is why when I joined them as a consultant in June, after a few months of preparing, we are now about to launch, as he mentioned, the first fund supermarket in the country. And this fund supermarket, we believe, is going to revolutionize the way we invest in funds. The way they did revolutionize your investments in stocks, particularly online business. So we have signed up 6 of the major fund houses in the country that represents about 98, or practically all of the mutual funds that's being sold in the country today. So all you have to do is open an account with COL and you can access all of these mutual funds that they offer. You don't have to go to their office. You don't have to line up and open the accounts with them. Your account with COL will access any of these mutual funds. We have different goals in our life, probably setting up emergency funds when we get sick or if we lose our jobs. We'd like to have an emergency fund. We also like to save for college education of our children or any specific financial goal, a European tour, buying a house, or buying your dream car, or have a comfortable retirement. Any specific financial goal that will help you reach independence and have a better life. And all of this can be addressed by investing, and investing particularly in funds. So basically you have 4 types of mutual funds that will be available, or that is already available now, that can meet any of those goals. You start with the shortest or the most conservative funds, or like the money market funds with short-term duration, with low risk, and they are invested in short-term fixed income investments and time deposits. And you go up the ladder by buying bond funds for your medium-term requirements. They are invested in fixed income, fixed income and government securities. And then the balance funds, which is basically a combination of fixed income and stocks. And all the way up to buying equity funds, which will meet your long-term goals that has more or less the highest risk in the whole scheme of things. So what do you do? What do we do in order to serve or meet our objectives? For your short-term goals, or like for your emergency funds, we say invest in the money market fund. For your medium-term goals, like college education, invest in bond funds or balance funds. For your long-term goals, like saving up for your retirement, we say invest in stocks for the long term, as well as equity funds. Have some kind of an asset allocation strategy or buckets in your portfolio where you have strategic placements for different goals that you want to have, whether for your retirement, for European tour, college fund, etc. So you'll have a strategic asset allocation in your portfolio, all addressed by these funds. Mutual fund has very good returns relative to the risk that it has taken. It follows the rule of high risk, high return, low risk, low return. As you can see here in this slide, for the past 5 years, the mutual fund average, like for example, the money market fund is very conservative, getting you 0.75, very low, but the volatility is also very low. Going up the ladder, as you can see, as volatility increases, you have a higher return for the past 5 years. For last year, more or less, it performed the same way. Money market fund is your most conservative. Going up to the equity fund gives you about 22.3% on the average. Now, the critical question in your mind is, what fund exactly will I buy to meet my financial goals? And we at COL, we try to do as much as possible to make it easier for you. So we decided we are going to come up with the first fund rating in the country, where we'll rate all of the funds that is available in the Philippines, much like the way they do in other markets, like Morningstar, or in the US, where there's a Morningstar rating or Lipper rating. We will be rating each of the funds according to their historical performance. And the considerations will be, of course, historical returns and the risk that they took in order to achieve those returns, as well as a track record. The track record is very important because it will tell you how long the fund manager has been managing that fund and how long he has been in the fund management industry. All of these factors we will try to put together and come up with a simple rating in the number of stars. And then if you're not yet satisfied or you still can't decide which fund, the second is the risk rating. The second tool that you can use is the risk rating, where we will rate the fund, each of the fund, depending on the risk that they take. So risk level 1 is your most conservative, and of course, the more aggressive is that has a risk level of 8. So it can match your risk appetite with the funds that we rate. And third, more than the research that we provide you on stocks, we will also be providing research on funds. Coming up with our own fund fact sheets that will tell you everything that you need to know in the fund, the risk rating, the fund rating, and our take on what the strategy of the fund manager is moving forward. So give you a bit of a flavor of what the fund is really doing. Some kind of an objective view of what the fund really is. And these 3 tools will be available to you online. You can look at it anytime, anywhere. And if you're still not satisfied, we'll have this big information table for you, which has the COL fund rating, the COL risk rating, and all the other details that you want to look at that you need to understand how the funds perform. The past 1 year, 3 years, 5-year return, Sharpe ratio, tracking error, standard deviation, anything that you need to give you a better idea on what to choose the funds, on how to choose the funds. Okay, let's give a sneak peek. Tingnan natin konti how the site will look. This is your typical website in COL. You put in your user ID and password, you will have the homepage. And then, there's a small icon on the right which says Mutual Fund. Once you click that icon, it will bring you to the world of mutual funds. Everything that you need to know, need to learn about mutual funds will be there. Mutual fund basics. why invest in mutual fund, how to trade mutual funds, fund information, anything, even the fund fact sheet of the fund, particular fund that you want to buy will be there. And then any FAQs that you might have. And then we will ask you to take a short test for your client suitability to understand what kind of risk appetite that you have. And you will have your own result. You will know what type of investor you are. Like, for example, this one. This is a moderately conservative investor. And the funds that are listed down are the funds that are recommended for you that is suitable for your risk appetite. So in other words, we have tried to match as much as possible your need to the risk as well as the fund, the specific fund that you can buy. And then after buying all those funds, you will have a portfolio of funds. It can tell you, like the way you look at your stocks, every day, online, real time. And if you still want more, there's free training. We will have additional modules, not only teaching you investing in stocks, we will also teach you how to invest in mutual funds. So all of this will try to provide as much as possible so that to help you decide, help a better investment decision. And then, yeah, one last thing. We are very happy that we were able to successfully negotiate with all of these mutual funds. And we asked them to remove the front-end fees, take out the fees. So, and they agreed. So if you open an account with COL and you buy mutual funds, any of those mutual funds, there will be no front-end fees. Yes, thank you very much. You know, you don't have to go to their office. You don't have to go through traffic and go to the fund house. Because if you go to them, you will be charged an opening fee. You go to an agent, you will be charged an opening fee. Or buy a fund through COL, no front-end fees. We're just very excited to launch this as soon as possible. But, you know, of course, we have systems, and we have to make sure that this thing works well. We are looking at the next couple of months to launch this, and you will be advised when that's going to happen. But I'm sure all of you, hopefully, will be well informed by the different tools that we will provide. Because, you know, I would also like to ask you to tell your friends, because this group, you represent the stock investors in the Philippines, which only is about less than 1% of the country. You are the lucky ones that invests and probably reach your financial goals. And what we want to do, what we really like to do in COL is to spread this information, spread this knowledge, so that more Filipinos can invest and reach their financial goals. Because really my dream is really to make investing for everyone. Because investing is really for everyone. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be experienced. All you need to know is the simple tools, and you can invest for your future. Because we in COL, not only is it, we know that investing is really for everyone, because we think everyone deserves a richer life. Thank you very much.